And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We're talking V10's and the fact that yesterday, on a Friday, the 11th of April, they were pretty much rejected, at least for the foreseeable future. I'm sad. You're sad. I think any old school F1 fan is going to be sad. Let's talk about it. So this is the story that initially came out on Twitter by the very talented Andrew Benson. F1 bosses reject V10 engine return. Yes, cry me a river. That's exactly what I did when I read this. So here we go. Formula 1 bosses, it says here, have recommitted to next year's engine rules. There were massive concerns about the engine rules for 2026. 50% electric, 50% engine, and there was concerns that they're going to run out of electric power come the end of a Monza straight. So future options of engines, they were initially discussed at this meeting at the Bahrain Grand Prix between the governing body, the FIA, what's left of them at least, and the engine manufacturers in the context of V10's, sustainable fuels, etc. Now, of next year's engine suppliers, Red Bull, Ferrari were in favour of the V10 proposal. Sadly, but understandably, Mercedes, who we believe are going to have the best engine next year, Honda and Audi, who have only recommitted because of these new rules, were all opposed. Now, bosses are going to continue to consider the direction of these F1 engine rules at other meetings, but Mercedes, Honda and Audi, they're all committed to hybrid. Hybrid is the future, unless you speak to Rally and the British touring cars, which I think are ahead of Formula 1 in this, because I don't think hybrid is necessarily... I still think sustainable fuels is the future rather than electric, because I think we'll get to a point where a carbon footprint, rather than a massive electric battery, the carbon footprint of sustainable fuels will, in my humble opinion, be better. Anyway, a statement from the FIA said it had agreed at the meeting that, and this made me a bit sad. Are you ready? Electrification will always be a part of any future consideration. So that's not saying it's going to be a guarantee, but they'd have to consider it. And the use of sustainable fuel will be an imperative. Now, the 26 regulations, what are they? Well, we've spoken about them a bit, but V6 turbo engines simplify their hybrid systems while increasing proportion of total output of the electric part of the engine from 20% to about 50%. So it's 50% hybrid, 50% electrical, like we've been saying, except that story said it a lot more complicated. Anyway, there have been concerns that these new engines have required complex aerodynamic rules to guarantee the correct levels of energy harvesting, and that could very much negatively impact the racing. We don't even know if DRS is going to be a factor. There's lots of people suggesting that there will be no DRS, but the meeting discussed a variety of possible solutions for the future, including V6, V8s, as well as V10's. But it was agreed at the meeting that the focus should be on the success of the new rules, which kind of makes sense. From 2026 until 2030, the rumours are the absolute minimum time that the rules could be changed after 26 is 2029. Now, the idea of changing the engine formula before 2031 does, though, fortunately, remain open, as the article says. There's also a focus on reducing cost and the complexity, which is good. Less complex means less expensive. And a spokesman for Audi said our aim is to help shape a sustainable and future... sustainable future. Buzzwords. And it added that the FIA had firmly committed to the 2026 regulations, which had attracted a new power unit, or one, really. Audi, it was going to be maybe Porsche, but no, and Honda recommitted. So it's a load of rubbish, I think, these new regulations. But hopefully I'm going to be proven wrong. And the other concern that this article doesn't obviously talk about, why would it? Because it's just talking about no V10s, for example, is the current financial climate. If you remember from 2008, when all the teams, like you had Honda saying au revoir, you had Toyota saying au revoir, at some point you had BMW saying au revoir to Formula 1. And that's something that we need to consider for the future. Because as these manufacturers, yes, Formula 1 relies on them to a certain extent, but they can also go bye-bye. And then you're going to have a massive issue in the sport with not enough power units. Thank goodness, I guess, for things like Drive to Survive, which are keeping the sport popular. But Formula 1, essentially, for these engine manufacturers, is a massive marketing. It's marketing. Win on Sunday, sell on Monday, in theory, at the very least. and it will be the first to go if there was ever going to be a financial stress or financial crisis, which is sad. So let's talk about V10's then, shall we again? This is what we're not going to have. Here we go. Yeah, heads up on the earphones there. I mean, listen to the sound! I know I've done so many videos. Okay, that's amazing. Now listen to this. V10's versus V6 for F1 Passion Racing. On TikTok, you've got to hear this because it's kind of depressing. Sound on. This is 2022. This is the V6 engines come. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. You can hardly hear them. You can hardly hear them. Here we go. Here we go. They're not even here yet. Here they come. I mean, I appreciate that's not the best quality of sound, but need I say more about the V10's? No. So at that point, if you have made it to the end, thank you very much. If you are not subscribed, that would be great. If you don't want to miss a video, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. You just watching this is more than enough for us. But until then, I want to speak to you soon. Thank you for watching again, but above all else, stay safe.